Okay, day 126, Hillary's Henchmen, part 2. I did not mean to say that the only program that Hillary was using was these entrapment schemes that Andrew McCabe came up with. What I meant to say, much like the Phoenix program going all the way back to the 70s in Vietnam, it is just one of many, many, many programs to target your political opponents. Pug Winokur here, DynCorp, for instance, has the contract, the backbone contract, for managing the data of 30 different federal agencies. Bureau of Prisons is just one of them. By releasing people out in the Bureau of Prisons and making them informants, let's say for another agency that he manages, well, whoever, Steve Feinberg now, DEA. I can have DEA agents go sell your kids opioids. And if they end up ODing, that's a beautiful 20-year-old heart. And I published from Zero Hedge recently showing how the upswing in opioid deaths has now passed gunshot deaths. And that's gunshot deaths including suicides. So that's just DEA. Stu Rothenberg, very good friend of James Comey and Andrew McCabe, runs that show. What we've seen is DEA agents being installed over a 20-year period. These informants, they have regular territories. Another way is to withhold health care. The VA is just one example. Medicaid and Medicare is another example, where I disapprove you for Medicaid or Medicare. If you're not on my list, if you're on my target list, I disapprove you, or I push you off until you die, and then I approve you, or VA. We can just go down the list. BLM, I can say you need to do a whole bunch of things on your farm or a whole bunch of things on your ranch. You can kind of just go down the list of every agency that they control the data for. They also did the FBI backbone as well, so they know everything that's going on. The CIA knows everything that's going on in the FBI field offices as well. So they can get in front of all of these investigations and turn them off if they're people on your side, and turn them on or accelerate them through the court system and so forth, and the prosecutors if they're your targets. This is exactly what we have done in other more totalitarian societies, is using all the departments, the 30 federal departments that DynCorp manages, to take down your targets for extorting political contributions, as well as now harvesting. And again, the opioid crisis is the best example. Now, even though Alistair Cook, for instance, I don't know if everybody remembers Masterpiece Theater and Alistair Cook, he was in the New Jersey Boneyard case, where they were scavenging graves for bone marrow. So that was a 95-year-old. So if you can still get value out of a 95-year-old body, I think they can get value out of mine, which is 56. But your 20-year-old's heart is far more valuable than a 56-year-old heart, especially the liver. So and kidneys as well. So again, this is why the Syrian hearts are so valuable, because no smoking, no drinking in that society, young men and so forth. So anyway, I did not mean to say in any way, in shape or form, that only entrapment schemes for like sexual entrapment schemes are the only way that you could get money to your political party.